Hi, good morning. I think I'm live. There we go. Hi, good morning, you guys. It's me, Brandalene Johnson, also known as Spiritual Awakening Babe, and I am here to talk to you about the voices in your head versus Neurolinguistic Programming. I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it comes up a lot when it comes up a lot with some of my Awaken students, my spiritual awakening students. You guys know I love to help support you through your spiritual awakening process from seeing 1111 all the way to obviously a six-figure business. But what happens in between is so groovy and fun. And being able to manage the voices in your head. And there's a couple different ways for you to measure the voices in your head, right? So A, we have your spiritual voices, and B, we have the authoritative voice in your mind. So, before I dive any further, I want to make sure some of the people jump on this. So, if you're here live, say, hey, what's up? How are you doing today? And if you're watching the replay, definitely say, I'm watching the replay. Helps keep it bumped up for everybody else. Put my boobs away a little bit. Hey, Heather. I'm so glad you're here with me live. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So this has come up a couple times with a couple of my clients in the very recent past. And so I wanted to clarify, right? So we're talking about, when we're talking about the voices in your head, when we're talking about clairaudience, right? Psychic hearing, that can happen in a couple different ways. It could be external, like you actually hear somebody speak to you, you hear their voice, and you look and nobody's there, right? Or it could come in through another white noise, like through the bathroom fan, through your fan in your bedroom, through the faucet. That's just something that came up with one of my Awakened students, is the voices talk to her through the sound of the water flowing. So those are like your spiritual voices. Sometimes it'll be a thought kind of inserted into your head that you know you didn't think. So that's more of a voiceless voice, where it's that clairaudience coming on in the inside. But I want to also be discern, right? Because a couple of the people I've worked with are saying, so these voices are being really assholes, right? They're telling me these negative things over and over and over, like you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And this person also had experiences with attachments, right? So when we're talking about attachments, we're talking about a lower level energy that is hanging around and talking shit talk to you, right? So there's a fine line here between spirit and mental health, right? Spirit and the movement of your mind. This, I get so geeky and fascinated about it. Um, and interestingly enough, the way spirit communicates with you is between your thoughts, right? Whether you're psychic seeing, whether you're psychic hearing, whether you're psychic feeling, intuition, communication from spirit comes in that empty space. So it's no wonder that some people may be experiencing the voices, but they're possibly negative. Now, what I was explaining to my client is the way that neuro-linguistic programming works, right? You have neural pathways. Is like at first there's this tiny little dirt road, but the more you listen to that particular voice, the bigger the road gets, and you can end up with a 7-lane highway. So this is when we start shifting into, instead of clairaudience, psychic hearing, this is when we shift into that authoritative programming that's in your head. Now, because spirit, when I say spirit, I'm talking all invisible beings, right? Because they use your mind to communicate with you, right? They do. They use your mind to communicate with you, your thoughts, your memories, to communicate with you between their thoughts. And if they had ill intent, right, then of course they're going to be chattering in your head in any way, shape, or form in order to manipulate you and in order to consume your energy, or in order to manipulate you, right, to influence you. So, of course, spirit can play a role to help these regular authoritative thoughts, right? When you guys think about being a little kid and you got in trouble with your parents, it shows up now. Like, I remember getting in so much trouble for dropping a teacup and then making up a story about it. So, anytime like I break a glass, that memory kind of comes back up, like you were bad, you weren't a good girl, right? So that's what I talk about when we're talking about the authoritative voice. A lot of times your authoritative voice is either a boss, someone that you have given authority to, your parents, or it could be like if you're going to a counselor, anybody that's helping you with your mental health, that authoritative voice becomes part of you and you start allowing it to kind of run the show. This is why a lot of entrepreneurs have a messed up time, because they're listening to the authoritative voice that doesn't go along with their desires, right? This goes really deep. But the purpose of this video and this training is to help you kind of discern the difference between the two. So if you did have an attachment and it did talk shit to you for so long, it's not going to just be like, hey, especially for my client, like, hey, get the fuck out of here, shut up, I'm not listening to your bullshit stories anymore, because it has created like a 5-lane highway in your mind. It really is about reprogramming yourself, in order to get that voice, whether it is just an authoritative voice that's created a neural pathway, or whether it is a trickster spirit that has been around so long that you believe it's part of yourself and has also created a 6-lane neural pathway. So when we're talking about either mental health or we're talking about psychic abilities, it is very imperative for you to constantly stick to and be aware of what the voices are saying, right? And if they're not supportive of you, it's not really spirit, or it's not this kind of spirit that you want to be supporting you. So interesting for me as I dive so deep into my inner child work, into the movement of the mind. You guys know I'm a master of the movement of the mind. I could tell you in just a minute about everything about you because of the way you think. But this is why I'm so passionate, and I want to help you guys discern: is it a voice in your head? Is it a voice with good intention in your head, or is it some thought pattern that you've given power to, right? Where it says you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Literally, it'll yell at you, right? Or I've had some of my clients say, no, it literally tells me I'm a piece of crap, that I will never excel. And so regardless if that is an entity or if it is a neural pathway that you have created, because the way you think, if you're a positive person or a negative person, it's because of pathways in your mind. So in order for you to shift, you have to change the voices in your head, whether they're spirit or whether it's a neural pathway from past programming. So I hope this helps you. You've got to stick to it and call bullshit on your own self, on your own programming, on your old beliefs that are telling you shit stories, or you have to be authoritative with an entity until it's like, I can't bully her anymore, I'm out of here, right? So I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you enjoy our community. I know I've been randomly going live here and there, just trying to settle in on where I'll be on what platform and what I'll be talking about. So sending you guys so much love. Have a great day. I hope this helps you. Let me know in the comments.